Very happy there. While we're here, I guess we could also just go to the forge real quick, because we do have two of these. Hoping for a good mythic. And we hit another Goddess Grace. What are the odds we've hit 3 and 2 of them have Goddess Graces? The Norse Horn is less good. Of our 2 tanks we run, I mean, we could put Goddess Grace on Torador. Sure, it's better. Is it better than this? Yeah, probably, I guess. Goddess Grace is better. It's not super useful for those units particularly, but yeah. Let's sell off this shit. We have a mediocre amulet. Amazing. Tail of the Smith. A couple gems there. Nice. And our quests are caught up to where it says clear the tide. So now we could do our daily for tide. And yeah, we're going to progress our storyline and get something good hopefully here. Quick retreat, quick deploy, you know, the old song and dance. It actually is so funny that Beatrix's ult, even in Tide, operates like normal, so she can send her eyes out deep into the waves to kill stuff, which is so funny that she's basically able to just clear waves in advance. Like, in every impact of the game where positioning and tiles matter and maps matter, which is basically 90% of the areas, Beatrix's ult just bypasses all the fucking shit. It's so good. We're also up to the stage, this is super important, that since we're past 40, you can see in the reward tiers, we're getting epic dust instead of rare dust, which is ginormous, because the largest part of our dust in general for upgrading skills are going to come from daily tide claims. So not only a progression, obviously we're getting a huge influx of dust, but when we do more and get farther in, we're getting like 2% of what would be a wave clear every time from each wave as our daily claim. So we might get 30 from clearing this wave, being 42, but when we claim, it's as if we're claiming, you know, 5% of waves 1 through 42 on top of that. So that's a huge chunk of just passive dust we're getting each day, which is why Tide is so important, but also such a meme location in the game. And so the only way to progress it is to just have higher BP, which is like not a real function of something you could build towards. So it's just a matter of having higher awakening people, skills, certain champs of higher BP, but not something you really focus on as much as just passively accrue. There's our claim. You can see that our claim even now has an amount of epic skill dust, which is cool to see. And our tree is getting progressed. We're slowly working our way down the tree. Once you get through this tree, there's just another tree that is infinitely larger, so, you know, it's the ever upward staircase of mobility that is a gacha game. But there's our weekly claim for the quests, and now, without further ado, clear wave tide 40, done. Obtain 1 piece of mythic red gear from Gear Raid 2. Ma'am, we could do this. So, mythic is red. Let's just send, we'll just send all of our energy into this since it doesn't matter. Whenever it triggers, it triggers. We also finished a sub-story, which was equip 8 heroes with 1 piece of legendary or higher artifacts. Done. We have our Dragon Pass goodies to claim. A lot of stuff there. Level 13 gives us some free stuff. May as well activate one of our gold cards we have, because we're running a bunch of Gear Raid. Yeah, it looks like we hit a mythic from the Gear Raid, so we're going to claim there. Obtain 3 stars and saves 11 Gear Raid 2 or done. Claim. 1 period with 5 stars, 16, claim. Clear campaign E3, 11, claim. 2 summons, claim. Obtain 2 mythic extracts from promotion raid. That we could do. Now the real question is, which promotion raid do I want to do? I think it's pretty obvious we want to do endurance, because I'm still missing Eunomia, 6-star, and Olag. But I don't think we actually got to the end of this. Where are we in this? We're not even at the extreme. I guess we could try to push harder and see where we get. I guess I was having a hard time doing this last I recall. So they're coming across there. So I want to block that. And then Calypso across. She'll take care of that. And I get a similar thing on the bottom, right? Can she do enough with just to solo this? She can for a bit, it looks like. Okay, we could place you there. Now we gotta place a healer onto Beatrix. Let's do that. Alright, so both our healers are set up. They both end in the middle. We could just put rocks. Alright, so that's pretty much done. I really don't want to place too many units, because if I place too many units, then I have a rough time. Oleg. Cleo. Cleo? Calypso. Beatrix. Eunomia. And then Lily. And that's the solve. I totally forgot about it also, but once we get Volca from the story missions, that'll make doing AMR even easier with my Nightmare team, because she's also Nightmare. So I'll have such a strong team of 5 Nightmare units that could basically just plow right through Artifact Material Raid whenever I get to that point. Alright, we're going to do Extreme 1 now, which is cool. The format changes here. So it's a bit of a solve now. You know what? Actually, if I put Beatrix a little bit higher, she reaches that middle section, which is kind of huge. I don't know where they come next, though, is the problem. Kind of waiting to see. They come down the back. So Cleo could probably solo that. I think like a Maul here would be good. And then a Lily healing Maul. And then we just have to place a tank whenever I feel like it. I guess there's fine. Then I'll hold off on placing rocks until I legit realize where they're coming from, because I just don't really know where the problem is going to be coming from. Like, can Cleo not solo this? I think she can. Yeah, she can. I can place them either spots, too. Oh, that's it. Okay, we're good. That was fairly simple. On to Extreme 2, which I don't remember if it's difficult or not. Still haven't gotten a Mythic yet. I need to get 2 Mythics for the story mission. I've gotten so many in the past, which is the funny part. Alright, Mythic 2, which is another format change, which is fine. Beatrix again has a really nice handle on this middle section. Actually, if I place her... What's the difference? If I place her a little bit higher, does she just reach? She doesn't reach. Then she only gets 2 attacks. Is that enough? 2... No. Okay. Sideways is just better, because that's 4 attacks then, in the middle row. 4 is good. I like 4. 2, 3, problem. Okay. That's fine. We could place a tank. I don't have to place it. We just have to place a tank. It's fine. We don't have to play. I don't want it, but I have to. Okay, Oleg's there just doing Oleg stuff. Now there's dudes coming down the left side. Okay, send Beatrix's ult off. And time... Oh, I can. I could block rocks. There. Now I have no healer. Okay, we could Eunomia here. She takes care of that entire side. And we're going to Cleo... Calypso here. Because I'm going to need to. I'm going to need damage on this side sooner than later. And then we'll Lily here. And I might have to put down Ein over there or something as another DPS. Or actually, even Maul can go here. That should be good. So I just didn't put a DPS this way, I guess. Alright, we'll put Hex to the right. This is a fucking weird solve I did, but that's fine. I think we're okay. Oh, God. There we go. I had to place Ein last second. That was fucking stupid, okay? Oh, God. That's fine. Not a big deal. We're having to adjust slightly. Rox is doing Rox things. He just has no damage, but that's fine. We'll Beatrix ult to help Rox out on the right side. He's getting back end healed, but that's okay. And then ult with on, and that's it. We cleared it. So now I could redo this with not shit stats and dominance, but it should still work no matter what. Nothing was like a close call. It was just all kind of meme calls, if that makes sense. Mythic? No mythic, you fuck. Okay. Alright, well, that's Extreme 2 done. So we're just going to run this in the background, and that'll be doing its thing while I do other things. Brave Conquest, got some energy there. Still have a day and change to get our Ancients, which shouldn't be an issue. We have enough energy to give Oleg, hopefully, some goodies into his Silver Shield, which seems to be the one that's dodging hard, but that's okay. We have, what is it, 2 more levels to get shield strength, and then the CDR goes down. Oleg's Awakenings are super good also. Eventually we get a, what is it, all damage reduction, which is the big one. And then the ult does have a use in reducing adjacent physical damage, but we still never really use it. Alright, so the 2 mythics are done. I did make Eunomia into 6, and then we're about to make Oleg into 6. So that's done. So we have all of our 60s, or 5 60s are back to... Oh, I lied. Calypso's not, but the other ones are. Let's do a claim, and then obtain 3 stars in stage 15 of every insignia raid. Yeah, I see you, Melee. Alright, so that's what they're sending us to go do. And that's fine. We just have to... We have to do things. So we have to upgrade our Twyla and our Wrath to be not shit. They also just, like, don't have gear that does anything. They're wearing random fucking garbage, you know? They don't have any of their ascensions that do stuff. So maybe we just have to make Twyla and Wrath both 50. And then that'll be something we focus on, maybe, possibly. Okay, I took the time to level up our people, promote them to a degree, and just try to get them as good as we can. For our fighters, there's not a whole lot we got going on these bad boys, but, you know, it's something. Right now we could, like, the pieces of gear they're wearing are so shit overall, right? But we're doing the best we can. We just put on what we have. We're just trying to get better stuff, and, you know, it's a process. Thankfully, our fighters are good enough that we could probably get through this. So we're going to give this a whirl. We did 14 with the same unit we had last time. At 15 is a little bit trickier, so we're going to send in the boys. Wrath is really, really good at self-sustaining. Twyla, not so much. We can do, thankfully, is have this really great cross-section here of Torador going across and attacking. And then we can have someone like an Ein attacking the guy upwards. Or even going across here to blender them up. And then put Gluttony and Wrath in the middle, since they're like our chunkier fighters that could eat a lot of the goodies. Gluttony is super, super strong for this as a sustained fighter, and so is Wrath, because he eventually gets some nice heals going on. They're not even like he's not even like fully 50. He just has this thing where he auto casts Heavy Blow every amount of time. And until he's awakened 5, he doesn't even heal him, but eventually he gets a heal from it, which is nice. We're not quite there yet, so he doesn't have the heal at the moment, but baby steps. We put the little horsey lady behind because Fat Boy can hold his own a little bit better. We can put Twyla like here, although I don't think she can even reach anything until they cross through, so we're not even going to bother with that for now. But this should be good. I think we're actually pretty solid here. Look how big Gluttony gets now that he's promoted 5. He has 5 stacks of his talent, and he just becomes a real fucking chonker. It's kind of great to see. We've got like a good pile here, though. I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to get through this, no problem. We have the one big wave coming up, but it really shouldn't be that difficult. Alright, here they come. Here comes the chonk. We're hitting auto and hoping the ults just kind of mash their way through everything. Torador ult, Ein ult. Should be good. We've got the blender in the middle, so... Yeah, that was pretty easy. We could probably even go higher, honestly, by a little bit. This fucking sad corner with Ein is just like... a little bit of a meme. Maybe I should have swapped Gluttony and Torador because he could have helped out, but... yeah. Looks like it's just Ein attacking him, and that's fine. Doesn't do too much damage. Oh, I do have my Wrath finally, so I could use my Awaken, my Soul Stone on Wrath. Because we're going to be using Wrath for a very long time. Regardless of not being a good Lord, he is just a really good unit. I mean, obviously he's a good Lord in general, but because we have Torador, he's fucking worthless. His Awakenings are super, super good. So... eventually we get inflicts burning on targets from the heavy. The first one gets guaranteed crits. The last one is whenever heavy blow is triggered, the hero restores 30% of the total damage dealt, which pretty much heals them to full. So we're gonna you could use these, but we're not gonna use these. Because there's a secret reason. This has all been a bait. The secret reason, all right, is because we can see from the event hall, right, what is coming up. Now, we have no interest in pulling on these banners. They don't particularly help us. Maybe we do for Midden, because she's a good healer. But what we care about is the fact that there's a shard event for the new Lord for Esoterics, Vixera. Okay? She's an epic Lord, and we're going to be able to unlock her through these shard events. And when we use Vixera, which we will fucking everywhere, because Beatrix is esoteric, Lily's esoteric, and she's just really, really good on her own as a poison mage. So we'll definitely be using her, getting Beatrix's ult 15% more frequently with the 10% more stats. Her Awakening, basic attacks inflict acute poisoning, increasing all poison and toxic surge damage taken by 40%, is huge. So we're going to definitely be using her with our Soulstone. I think that is a good usage. But we have just finished our fighter thing. Now have that unlocked. Level 17 on the dragon, and we can progress our story a little bit here. Claim. Own a hero promotion grade 6. Claim. Upgrade 1 hero skill level 5. Done. Claim. Get 5 wins in the arena. Well, that we could do. It'll probably just take a little bit, because unfortunately, I travel too far up in the ranks, and I get issues, but we'll get back when this is done. Okay. Easily defeated the denizens of the arena. Claim. Make one purchase in the shop. I could do that. There's some epic dust. Good job, team. Claim. Clear stage 12 in artifact material raid. Not so easy. Slightly harder. We were talking about this as being a pain point of ours, but that was before we have slightly upgraded our fighter units to just be of a more acceptable level. So we were talking to do, let's see here. I think we had you in there. And I think we had not you. We had you and you. And this feels right. Anything else? Because we're placing... yeah. Yeah, this feels... I think that's what we're doing. Alright, let's give this a go and see what this is like. It was Oleg, and then it is Beatrix, like this. Problem was she doesn't reach anything, right? Well, she reaches right southern. And then we're still doing the Fat Boy up top, and then we'll do Wrath at the bottom now. Kind of holding on to Beatrix's ult for half a second here. I was going to wait till the slam, right? That was part of it also. Slam. Then I place. Then Beatrix ult. Okay. And then we're doing... this is where we start doing Eunomia, I think it was. Or do I forgo Eunomia and do Ein here? For more DPS. Then maybe Twyla there. My Twyla's not very geared or leveled at the moment. We'll see if she could survive. How is she gonna fare against this pain? She does like negative fucking damage. Also, Wrath is now gone from a explosion of some sort. Okay. So we can Wrath, and we try Torador maybe down there. Because he's a little chonkier. Let's try that instead. This is really fucking annoying to get through, though. Alright, so Gluttony up top, we like. We like Gluttony up top. Gluttony up top is good. Okay. So now we don't like Wrath in the bottom. Or we do like Wrath in the bottom still. 3, 4, 5. Torador in the bottom. Okay. Alright, now we do Eunomia, I guess, to heal. And then we start placing... Whoops. I have no in the middle now. I'll put Wrath in the back. He just doesn't reach there? Oh my god, he doesn't reach there. Well, that's manic. Okay. Okay, Beatrix ult looks like it doesn't want to go south. Put, whoops, put Ein there going down. And then Rocks there. And is this going to be okay? I don't know. We're ulting. We're ulting and we're praying. That's what's happening now. They're all coming down the middle. This is going to be very bad. Can I kill him in time? 3, 2, 5. No. Oh, we just got him. Okay. So we have the dominance now. So with the Helm of Dominance, we could redo this to where it actually works and isn't shit. With the 30% extra stats. Right? Because that's fucking terrible. But we'll deal with that later. Claim. Manually challenge stage 13 in Gear Raid 1 using a mage with at least 6,500 attack. What a mouthful. We have a total of 14,000 attack on Beatrix, so that I could do. Manual stage 13. Sure. Sure, I can manual stage 13. I can manual it to the point of I'm pretty sure I can just place Beatrix, and I have now cleared the stage. I think that's legit all I need to do. But I'll place Phelan also, because the poison explosions are pretty fun. There's a Eunomia. And then I can place them all and we're just done. Boom. Send in Beatrix. Look at her go. Yeah, go for the fucking ballistas. Fuck you, ballistas. Love it, love it, love it. Alright, that's very easy. Oh, there's actually an extra wave because I cleared it too fast. Amazing stuff. Alright. Well, we're chilling. I'll un-ult here because I don't want Maul to just miss his ult with everything stacking up. There's Beatrix ult. Wait till they funnel in a little bit more. And Big Maul ult. That should be it. I think Beatrix is going to kill everything remotely now. Definitely one of the easier missions for me. This is like significantly easier than the Artifact Material Raid 12 thing. That was like a lot harder for me. Oh, it's actually not a bad body for me. We'll probably keep that. Probably put it on Hex. I think Hex is the one who had our other Whirlwind piece. Yeah, he loses crit rate, which sucks, but he gains the set bonus, and we're gonna send this thing up, and hopefully it hits decent on the crit rate here, and I didn't get enough to level it. Alright, cool. Claim. Equipped 2 heroes with 5 pieces of 16 gear. So who isn't wearing that? It's Eunomia. So we have to give Eunomia 16 gear eventually, which is fine. We could just chill now. We could go do some more 13. We'll come back. Actually, we could end this. Hold on. We could send a fuck ton of 13. I'll do 6. Let's do 6. Should have enough multi-battles. Oh, I've got plenty. Alright, cool. We'll come back when this is done. Okay, so I promoted, I don't know if we got him to 5 on the thing, but I did. I upgraded a little bit of gear and we got some stuff. I just made Hex's thing 16 here. And we've got a couple of pieces that it rolled a little bit nicer. I still have more things to upgrade than I have money to do with it, but we're starting to like get a couple of things going on these guys. Just pieces that make sense, like this and this are decent. They have good attack and crit. Even if they're at 12, it makes a pretty substantial difference. But for the actual mission, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put on the 2 pieces of gear that Hex has, which will give me the clear. And then I'm just going to put them right back onto Hex. This way, I don't have to fuck with that. And she should autofill the correct one. She does. So that's done. That's a little neat trick for the kids out there. 150k. Love that. Campaign H715. A legendary extract. And we get a legendary artifact essence, which works for any kind of artifact upgrade of a legendary quality. So like if we wanted to make Spellcaster's Echo promoted, we could do that. I don't have much to actually promote, so I'm probably just gonna sit on it for now. I mean, it's not really worth using any of these things, but I got it in case I want it. The more important thing I think I received was just that money at the moment, so I could make Twyla's stuff to 12, because that's pretty good. A little bit better, a little bit better. Oh, I didn't hit autocomplete. It's fucking all going to tits up. And bing. That's good. So she has a HP amulet, which is, I don't know why she's fucking got this, but I don't think I have anything else to put on here. I guess we can give her Phalons. I'm not using Phalon at the moment. Yeah, we'll give her Phalons. Boop. And as far as this gear, it's not a whole lot to put on in the similar way. Quick equipped wants me to swap stuff. This is madness. Alright. I need promotions and I need fucking levels. That's what I need. So I want to get her promoted up. So we're going to finish running this, which would be like 6 more. And then while that's running in the background, they want us to do some bullshit in a second here. Tales of the Smith. Thank you for the money. They want us to obtain 5 flawless meteorite, which is the red, which means we have to do 13. 13 is a kick up, and it's a change in format yet again. The change in format is very problematic for us because it's a change in format that doesn't let us place a DPS unless we want to place a DPS to swap out for like somebody else. We have no one else who self-heals. So it's like, say we place Oleg here, right? Let me place Beatrix here. Let me let her do as much damage as she can while this is going on. Okay. We're gonna wait and see what happens here. So they're coming from the side, right? Which means I don't think these guys can reach, right? No, they can't reach there. So we have to have somebody catch him when he's all the way down, if my memory serves. Like, we have to wait till he gets to the final tile, like right about here, and then boom, Oleg. No, it doesn't work. I think we have to wait till he's on the middle tile and then place him on the tile, and I'll be fighting him underneath it. Then I could let the DPS attack him while it's happening. I'm kind of loosely remembering this as it happens here. So, take it with a grain. Well, we could Beatrix ult there. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to wait till he gets like right underneath. So right there. Then I place it, and then I think now... Yeah, now I can attack with the guys on the sides. I can put on like my... Twyla, whatever, and they could start doing whatever damage they can. Twyla does a ton of damage, so we'll let her do her thing. But she almost just fucking kills herself. I also don't even know if I have enough gusto to get through this. So there's the big guys coming now in the sides. They start to combine and get to be big bullshit dudes. Shatter's about to happen. Boom. Let's put Wrath in here. And then it just... Is it all just falling apart? Are we okay? Rocks? Maybe? I'm just like trying to stall at the moment. Can I even stall enough to survive this? I don't know. 13. He's kind of healing back whatever damage I'm doing. Shatter. 5, 4, 3. It's pretty close. Okay, so... Alright, we're going to redo this in a second. It's actually a little bit closer than I thought, but I think I'm on the right track. So the question then becomes, does Beatrix do more single target than Calypso? I know for a fact she doesn't, because we know from Clan Boss that Calypso does more damage single target, and Calypso does physical damage, and Ein should be able to help with physical DPS. But I do want to make sure that we are doing this. Let's see. Ein can reach from there. Start putting physical damage reduction down. Want to wait till the slam? Does he do the slam before or after I have to place Gluttony? I don't really remember. It must be before. So that's fine. Gluttony's down. Skull Shatter. Okay, Twyla can go down now. And then, does one get through? One does get through. Okay. Let's change this again. Boom. Okay, let's try it like this now. Okay, let's try to get Twyla on him now. And then she should be good for a little bit there. Okay, Gluttony's on now. Twyla's ulting. Does a ton of bleed damage. And we'll put down Torador on the other side. Okay, does it make any sense to place Wrath up here to try to kill the thing? Twyla's dead, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, Rox is up there now. Okay, now you're ulting. Can I just kill him in time? Let's see. 3, 2, 1. I can. Alright, so the stall tactic did work. Super fucking shit, but that worked fine. It just means I could redo it now with my people with the buff. And now I can legally get Flawless Meteorite, although it's not going to be common. But that's what we get. Hey, look, 100 Mithril. So, we're going to try this again now. This should be also our pineapple, which I believe gets us our... There we go. Our unique recipe complete. We can now hand in normal recipes like a normal fucking person. I still have to see what I need, though. I need pineapple and I need broccoli. Okay, that we could send off for. Sure, pineapple. Storage. Hey, we had a divine. Very fucking nice. Thank you there. So now it should say just a 300k from the mine, which just takes like a fucking week and a half. So that's a bummer, but that is what it is. Here's the Twyla 5-star promotion. Amazing stuff. And now, honestly, I just need levels on her more than anything. I'm going to use our experience buff here. And we're going to send the rest of our energy at the moment into experience raid. Should have a decent amount. I do. We'll send this off. And the reason is because tomorrow we still have... What is it? Still have a day into Brave Conquest. We have plenty of time to get these 2 ancients. And just the amount of power we're going to get from having our Twyla and our Wrath fully online, I think is really what we need here. Currently they're not fully online. I could desperately feel it. I would just like for them to be much more fully online, I think. Okay, there's Wrath at 50. Now we could redo, since we have the Power of Dominance buff, let's redo our shit here. And we'll give it a good go. So we're doing the same format, which is Calypso there. And then we're going to do Ein here. And we're going to do on the middle frame, on the tile, Oleg there. But this time, we're just going to hit, wait for the slam to go down in a second. Then we're going to put Twyla there. After the slam, though. And there's the slam. Twyla goes down. Torador goes down. Okay, now I could Twyla ult, and it should obliterate him. And we could put Wrath right there. Twyla ult. Mega bleeds from the Deranged Blade. With all that physical damage reduction joyous tough. Look at it go. All right, there he is. So that's going to be a much faster clear now. Now that that's all set up, should be a whole lot better. Actually, I don't know if it... Did we have a way of seeing DPS there? Yes, you can see, even though Calypso was up longer, Twyla was almost able to catch... Like, she did half the damage with so much less of the resource. There's Flawless Meteorite. We did get some. They want us to do what? Get 5 drops of it? Obtain 5. Okay, so we just have to, like, do a couple more. We'll do, like, I don't know, 5 of those, I guess, and we'll see what we get. Alright, it's done. I've got some Flawless. It seems to be, like, maybe 1 out of 3 times I get Flawless, give or take, for, you know, compared to whatever of the other material. It's not great, but it's something. I do have a couple more of these I could do. Garbage Epic. And Voroth's Wrath, which I do not need. Increases your crit rate the lower your bullshit is. Well, either way, story mission done. Claim. And we have another claim. Followed by a claim. After receiving this quest, enhance 1 artifact to level 10. Okay. Is there anything worth making to 10? A war song. Yeah, I mean, you know, did I make this 10 yet? I did. Did I make this 10 yet? I did not. Alright, we'll do Wrath's thing to 10. It ain't much, but it honest work. Keen Wisdom. God bless. 8% attack. Legally something. Claim. Participate in the arena 5 times. Well, that's going to have to wait till tomorrow, because I don't feel like spending 50 gems, I don't think. But there's our energy done. This should be Twyla to 50. Okay. So we have our boys up and running. I'm pretty happy with our fighters. These 4, plus the incoming Volca, is a great foundation. Which just leads me to say the next thing, and we're back to making food again. That's fine. It's a good place to be. I want to keep making food forever. Until I have everyone maxed. I don't think I'll be able to get any more Corridor Glory points. Oh, actually, I'm on the fucking precipice of getting another Legendary Skill Crystal here. So that's just kind of happening. If I use... I guess I could spend some dust and that'll get me... push me over the edge, huh? Yeah, maybe I could just spend a couple dust. I'll spend 2 dust here on Wrath, and does that get me enough? That's like such a little amount of corridor points. I thought that'd be more. We could buy more dust, though. Here's another 100 dust. Or we could also finish off Oleg almost. That's 65 points. Well, that's more what we're talking about. Let's give Wrath that, and give Wrath another one. They keep going into fucking Soul Basher. That's fine. I think that's enough points. Yeah, that is enough points. Okay, we got the second Lego crystal, so that's kind of huge. But it means I'm actually now sitting on 4 Lego crystals, which is enough to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite enough to max Beatrix yet, but I'm still waiting on dust is by far what I'm gatekept by the most. So I personally purposefully held off on doing Nightmare 2 here. I wanted to do Nightmare 2 with a proper team in, and it's going to be like my Nightmare team plus my base healers. The people I'm actually not going to place is Gluttony, and who else? Can I do it with just 1 healer? I don't know. Eunomia is pretty cracked, because Beatrix is just so much base damage for me. But she's not really meant to do any single target. Let's give this a whirl and see if I could do this. I have to like fuck with placement some. But we'll try our damnedest here. So, we have a lot of ground units in now, right? So, we only have, let's see. Maybe something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not right. Trying to figure out the placements for this. Okay, I think that covers everything, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it does. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so everybody's inside the heal there. But can Eunomia solo heal? Honestly, I think she probably can because how absurd the bounces are. But we're going to have to see. She needs to kind of get going. Once her ult is active, it'll be a lot easier. Oh, I definitely have enough damage to get through the shield now in Nightmare 2. This is kind of monumental. So let's look at the damage. So Calypso being my 60 and Beatrix being my 60, you'll notice how Twyla and Hex at 50 are doing more damage. Twyla should do the most damage by a fucking mile because her single target damage with bleeds is kind of ridiculous. We're hoping we could hold on healing here. It's going to be a little bit close at times. But once Eunomia gets her ult up a second time, it should be kind of a piss walk. The bond skill between Twyla and Hex is actually so strong when it comes to this that I think they'll be pretty a-okay. Alright, Eunomia's ult is up and running now. So I think we should be good. We're getting through the shield here. Boom, blew through the shield. And they're going to just start going apeshit. You can see Calypso's actually climbing. Her ramp is probably hit the max now. And she's going to start pushing over the edge of Twyla or Hex. But, yeah, it's just crazy that Hex and Twyla are competing with two people who are 60 and, like, much more skilled with much better gear. But just because they're such better suited heroes for this sort of content, we're getting through it. And Eunomia is able to just solo heal the entire team herself because she's kind of just goated. Here's the big shield. Can I get through the big shield? Yes, I can, handily. Between Hex ult and Twyla stuff, it seems to be where we're going. And Twyla's ult is now up for the vulnerability phase while she pushes into first place for damage. But yeah, her and Calypso are kind of neck and neck for DPS, which is so funny, considering that Twyla has significantly worse gear and is 10 levels under and promotion under and stuff like that. So, really just goes to show how strong she is for single target. But yeah, this is a pretty big breakthrough, I would say, is getting to the fact we're able to do Nightmare 2. I actually don't remember even what damage we need to get or how far we're getting, but we're going to find out in mere moments here. We did 2.5k. For Nightmare 2, what do I need to actually get to top chest? It is 4k? Oh, 2.1, we're good. Okay, so this is actually amazing. So every day now, we top chest Nightmare 1 and Nightmare 2. So Nightmare 1 chest obviously is 5-star food, legendary summons. Nightmare 2's chest, I do believe, is even better. We can start to get these epic soul stones more frequently, legendary skill crystals. So just better loot overall. And just like the passive loot is so much higher. We get to Nightmare 3 chest, then you start to unlock fucky things, crazy things, like legendary, unpolished, and polished soulstones. You know, and getting passive ancients and things like that. So this is actually huge we got that far. I'm very proud of us for getting there. That's like a pretty big accomplishment now. So we're definitely at a better spot than we were before. I do have enough crystals here that we could purchase another ancient summons. Is there any sort of discussion again to purchasing a legendary skill crystal? I don't think at the moment. I think the ancients are just so much more important for me because we are just trying to get account progression going, that getting ancients is like kind of just the most important thing in the world. But overall, we're very pleased with where we're at. So happy days. Everything's going good. I have a couple more stamina pots to toss into some more food and we'll run that and get back.